My small two-car garage is a mess, and I have way too much stuff in it and not enough storage. I have some storage up above it in an attic, but the hardest thing is getting everything up there safely. I have a pull-down staircase, but loading stuff up and down in that is pretty treacherous. The small garage is only 19 by 19. It barely fits two vehicles, let alone in a small pickup and an SUV. So we've never been able to fit both. So I eliminate one, use the rest for storage and bikes and stuff. And then I thought I need to build a staircase to get up there. And the problem with building a straight set of stairs is it takes up all the wall space. So the obvious solution is some type of L-shaped stairs where I can use that corner that's otherwise not used. So what I came up with is real basic L-shaped stairs with a real short landing that'll get me safely up into the attic. My calculations are pretty basic. My total rise is a little over 10 feet at 122 inches. I divided that by the typical riser height of 7.5 inches, which gives me 16.26, which I rounded down to 16 or 15 risers plus the landing at 7 5/8 height per each. Then my treads, I ended up using a 2x10 for my treads with a 1/2 inch nosing overhang. Gives me a tread of about 8.75 or 8 3/4 for my tread. On my stringer, I got 15 treads plus the landing. Gets me a total run of 160 inches. That then gives me an idea of how big I need to make my stringer 1 for my short set, and my stringer 2 for my larger one. Now I did design these stairs a little bit narrower and steeper than a typical staircase. They're only 30 inches wide and the angle is about 41 degrees, and I know that stairs should be between 30 and 35, but it's a storage set and I thought it'd be okay if they're steep. Building wise, I built the landing first. I framed that out of 4x4s with some 2x6s and a 3/4 inch top. And then after I had that platform, I was able to start cutting out my opening up in the attic there. So I cut out the old drywall and I started to lay out the measurements for a plain stringer here. In this case, I used a 2x10 and I notched that thing with my circular saw and then cut it out the rest of the way with a little jigsaw. And then when I assembled that, that went up into a header up on top on the opening there. So I have a doubled up header that's tied into the existing ceiling joist there. The treads were made of 2x10s, like I said, and everything's held together with construction screws, and anywhere any of the framing came up against the existing wall, I did tie it into a stud. Yeah, there's a sandwich of drywall in there, which is not great, but everything is actually tied into the existing structure, but only screwed in, so it can always be removed if I ever change my mind. Once I had that down, I was able to then take out my existing, pull-down staircase, and I was able to frame that up and re-drywall the ceiling. And it matched up all right. This then gave me access to the attic, which I've never had before, and I was finally able to pull everything up there. And you could sort of see by this shot that I do have a ton of room up there, and I was able to build a lot of shelvings, a safety railing up top so I didn't fall down, and then I trimmed out the opening with some, regular 1x trim. Overall, I got a heck of a lot more storage. The garage is still a mess, but most of it's shoved up in the attic. And my life is a lot easier without having that pull-down staircase anymore. Thanks for watching.